Who are you on a soul level? That's what you've been asked in today's daily episode. Hi there, and welcome to today's Gateway episode of the Find Yourself the Questions podcast. I'm Bernd Wenske, your trusty co-pilot on this journey to self-discovery and personal growth. This podcast is designed to be a personal challenge for you as the listener, having the greatest possible freedom without pressure or control. Welcome to another Gateway episode of Find Yourself the Questions podcast. Today, I have a special guest who has turned her challenging journey with depression, burnout, and suicidal thoughts into a transformative career. Ulrika Karlsson, an international spiritual teacher, author, yoga teacher, therapist, healer, and soul coach, joins me to share her inspiring story and unique perspective on finding inner peace and balance. Ulrika's journey has led her to write 5 books, including the captivating Holy F***CK and Sacred Water, The Secret Connections to Everything. She primarily helps people who suffer from mental, emotional, physical, spiritual stress to live lives more aligned to who they are on a soul level. Ulrika's method combines modern Western techniques with ancient Eastern wisdom and knowledge, providing a unique and transformative approach to finding inner peace and balance. Join us to explore Ulrika's insights and learnings on self-discovery and living a more fulfilling life. Greetings and a big thank you for being here today, Ulrika. I am excited to have you on the show.
Thank you so much, Bernd, and I'm excited to be here with you today and also you who are dropping in to listen. So thank you.
Ulrika, I'm delighted that you will share some profound insights on breaking free from our inner prison and discovering the secret connections that link everything around us. Through a transformation journey, we all can learn to unlock our true potential and overcome the obstacles holding us back. So let us embark on a path towards personal growth and enlightenment.
Sounds good. Let's dive in.
Let's dive in. My first question about today's topic is, Ulrika, how long did your challenging journey last, and how did you turn from dark mode to brightness?
Wow. So I'm 52 now, and I had negative thoughts about myself when I was a child. So I guess like the first 50 years of my life have been going uphill or diving deep within, if you would choose that. So I've been a searcher my whole life, and I've been always searching for myself, but almost, previous in lifetime in my life that I was searching for things outside of myself. So my journey has been pretty long, and I think the journey is ongoing. I don't think that we are ever finished. That day that we die in this lifetime, hopefully we have done everything that we assigned our souls to do when we first reincarnated here.
I agree.
Yeah. So I think it's like an ongoing journey, like an upward moving spiral. So for me, it took quite some decades to resolve and transform my inner shadows, wounds, darkness, whatever you like to call it, into more light, more love, self-acceptance, and also a higher state of consciousness.
Ulrika, what is your purpose?
That is a good one, isn't it? Because I also believe that the purpose might, sort of change also depending on who you are, what you do, and where you are in life. But I know now, for now, my purpose is to guide people into their hearts and into high states of consciousness so they can be more aligned with who they are on a soul level. That is my mission and my purpose and my soul-inspired desire. I know that I'm here to make a difference.
Can you give an example of how you work with people besides writing the books?
Yes, so the way I see it is that we all contains of light and darkness. We all have yin and yang, the feminine and the masculine essences and energies within us. And we all have consciousness, right? But we are unconscious governed by 5%. We have 5% of consciousness that we have access to. So that means that we are governed from 95% of unconscious programs or even programs from the subconscious or unconscious mind.
That's why they are so strong.
Exactly. And we all have them. They just comes in different shapes and forms. So what I do is, first of all, we have to become aware. We have to become aware of something for us to change it. Because if it's residing in the subconscious or unconscious mind, then we don't even have access to knowing that something, is not aligned or in balance. So the very first thing that we have to become aware of is some sort of imbalance, whether it is, in your health, in your relationship, in your physical, mental, emotional body, whether it's, in your whatever, because these programs are on so many levels. They are multidimensional, as are we. We are multidimensional beings. So first of all, I guide my clients to become aware, that obviously there's something not working. So they come to me, maybe they have pain in the body, or maybe they have sleeping disorders, or maybe they have everything that you could possibly want, like money-wise and everything, but there's something still missing, or they want more out of life. So they come to me and then I help them to first become aware. Okay, so where are the imbalances? Where shall we start? And then I'm a body worker and energy worker, so we always have to move through the body one way or another to be able to transform these 95% of unconscious programs and subconscious programs that are stored within the body. So we always have to use the body. So here I have many techniques, from tantra to yoga therapy to quantum physics to a lot of different healing modalities where I can use, because every person is different. So I always tailor the sessions according to the person in front of me, right? And we can also do it the other way around. I do karma clearings in the Akashic record, so we can clear the karma from this lifetime and from previous lifetimes that are causing these problems or imbalances or symptoms or dis-eases in a person's life. So when we clear a person's karma in the Akashic record, we are clearing it. It's like resetting your computer and freeing it from sort of virus programs. So I work holistically and multidimensionally with my clients, because if you come to me and you have pain in your knee, or if you come to me and you have sleeping disorders, or if you want to be more aligned with who you are on a soul level. So that's sort of different approaches.
Mm-hmm. How do you work with people? Do you work with them online or in person?
Both. I do online and I do in person. I do one-to-one sessions and I also do group sessions. And I'm a trainer and teacher, so I also train people in these modalities that I use. So I do the whole range.
So you're spreading your knowledge.
Yes.
Tell me about the transformation that people get. What do people recognize after they worked with you and after they got healed?
Also a good question, thank you. So my motto and my own experience and discovery is, first we have to relax, because when we are stressed and when we are always being busy in the rat race, whether we are busy mentally always trying to solve the problems or move ahead or whatever, or whether we are actually busy, from meeting to meeting and being busy with our bodies running around. So first of all, I get people to relax, because we have to regulate the nervous system. And most people are always running so much, always moving. The Buddhists call them our mind, the monkey mind. It's always moving and thinking and overthinking and thinking again and like this. So first we need to relax the nervous system, because we can't do anything if we are, full of shit, right? And then when we relax deeply on a deep level, not just, a couple of minutes, but deep relaxation, there we can release a lot of these imbalances or energy blockages that is stored within our energetical beings. So then we release them. So the metaphor is like a garden. If you have a beautiful garden, but the garden is full of weed, you need to pull out the weeds with the roots to create space so you can plant new plants and sow new seeds. And this is the same. So first we relax, and then we pull out the weeds with the roots, then the release part of it, so we can receive whatever it is that we are, desiring or wanting to receive. And so I am really, really good at see frozen emotions and frozen traumas stored in people's energetic bodies and to help them release them, so to speak.
Sounds very good. Do you think our listeners need to know more about your work?
No, let's dive deeper, because as you said, I've been suicidal, and
yeah.
So I was governed by my inner stress, my inner traumas, my inner programs. And the more I have faced them, sort of embraced them, transformed them and released them, the more access we have to more light, to more love, everything that we want, but we are looking for in the outer realms, we have it inside of us. So the more of these old programs, unexpressed emotions, I call them frozen emotions that cause blockages, and we're not at ease. So we get symptoms and diseases, dis-ease. So for me, this journey, if I want to move forward, if I want to rise in my frequency, in my energy, in my vibration, I need to, as much as I want to expand, I need to go within. So for me, it has been, a journey of unraveling and transforming layers after layers, because not only do we have, our own, everything that we have experienced in this lifetime, and then we have our ancestral lineages from our mother's side and our ancestral lineages from our father's side.
And many more generations.
Yes, and on top of that, we also have previous reincarnations, because I'm a yogi and I know that energy never dies. Energy just takes different shapes and forms. So we all have had different shapes and forms in past lifetimes. And we have all been perpetrators, we have all been soldiers, we have all killed people, and we have been victims and have been killed also. And these energies are residing, deep on a cellular level. So I just want to show you here some books, because we all are transmitting. We are like radio stations all the time. We are always transmitting. And even though that we want to transmit our energy as being loving and kind and generous and enlightened, these 95% of unconscious and unhealed programs and emotions that restores within our body, they are also coming through when we are transmitting. And that means that each and one of us are responsible for the mess that we see in the world today. We, you and I, you who's listening, we are responsible for the mess, for the wars, for the pollution, for the rape that we do on ourselves, on others, and Gaia. So what I also want to share, here in this book, 2:47 a.m. So in this book, I write about my journey from being in mental illness and suicidal and depressed to where I am, because I truly believe that this book can be used as an trampoline, an inspiration for people to dive into their own wounds and unexpressed emotions and traumas and to heal. Because the more each individual heals, the more we are transmitting more love into the collective consciousness. And then in the book, Holy Fuck and Sacred Water, the secret connections to everything we are writing about that we also contain of more than 75% of water, 75%. And these waters resides within our DNA, in our cells, and they hold the memory. They hold the memories of everything that we have experienced in this lifetime and in previous lifetimes. Our inner water is polluted due to what we have experienced, the way we think, the way, we live our stressful lives here in the Western world or all over the world. So this stress, these frozen emotions that become symptoms and diseases is stored within our DNA and within our water. So our inner water is polluted, and that is also why when we go to the toilet and we pee out our pollutions into the collective water. So it just moves around in loops. So only when we clear out our inner pollutions, when we clear out our inner shit, our karma that we all have, first then we can, our inner water that we are transmitting and sending out can be cleared out, and we have access to inner light codes and to be more conscious and more aligned and also more clear, right? When the water is muddy, the clarity is muddy, right? So when our inner water is clear and fresh and in a flow, then we live a life in flow with clarity and everything. And then also my latest book, The Sacred Soul, A Divine Evolution Through Time and Space, is also here to reactivate and for you to remember who you are on a soul level. Because most people are not aligned with who they are on a soul level. Many people don't even know that they have a soul. They think that they have a soul and that they are a body, but it's the other way around. We are souls, a divine, unique expression from divine source. So each and one of us are like pixels from source, for source to experience itself. So you and I and you who's listening, we are our unique blueprint, our unique radio station, and each and one of us are from source, and we are divine souls, and just having these bodies with physical experiences. Every person that comes to remembrance on who they are on a soul level and can start to act upon their truest essence, each individual is contributing to the collective consciousness and a high state of consciousness and more love. So that's why the inner work is so important. It always comes back to you. It always comes back to you. And it's also challenging because then you realize that you can never blame it on your parents. You can never blame it on your your spouse, you can never blame it on your boss, because it's up to you. You are responsible for your life. You are the one that needs to take radical responsibility. So if you have imbalances, if you have symptoms, if you are at dis-ease, if you're not happy where you are or who you are, it's up to you to do the inner work and to change. Because after all, happiness is an inside job.
Yes, would be helpful if we had this in education in our lives. So nobody is talking about it, nobody is giving us hints on this, nobody is telling about this. So we all have to struggle in life and find our own way.
That's true. But that's also how we grow and evolve, because we know that like there's this polarity between our egos. Our egos are designed for us to be safe, to stay in our comfort zone, you know, and our soul is the one that is nudging us to move out of our comfort zone, because there is no growth in the comfort zone. And I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. I wouldn't be writing these books if I didn't have this experience myself. So everything is always about a constant evolution. So hence the title of the book, The Sacred Soul, a Divine Evolution Through Time and Space. Because we have forgotten that we are divine. We think that we are humans and we create these programs, and they are also being created for thousands of years. So that's why also they keep us to school. They keep us in certain systems and places, because the program starts, you know, the way that day you're born. Actually, the program starts even earlier as a soul. You
choose your parents.
Yes, you choose your parents, and your soul, you know, for each lifetime has these challenges that you yourself has signed up for. But most of us, when we are busy and when we are running around in the rat race, we're not paying attention to the nudges or to the whispers from the soul, because there's so much information that needs to move through our bodies. Like our bodies are the filters for all the information out there constantly 24/7. And we're not just built for this information. So our bodies, our organs, you know, are so busy just to manage and process all this information that is coming through. So for one day, like today, it's a Wednesday when we do this recording, we get as much information and input from the outer realms as they did in 8 weeks only 10 years ago. And that means that there's such a heavy load. Our inner organs are always working just, you know, to filter. And so no wonder that we are under a lot of stress. And there's chemtrails and 5G and all these radiation that is surrounding us. So there's so much that is contributing to our inner pollution. And then we are also contributing even more to the outer pollution. So it's entangled. And what we see in the outer world exists in us. This struggle, these polarities of yin and yang, of darkness and light. And so it's up to each and one of us for us to clear out as much of the weeds, to plant new seeds, so we can be the souls. Because when we do like a karma clearing, you clear all that out and you get to know from what star system are you from what star, what planet are you from? And then you know the abilities, the gifts, and also the challenges, because actually the challenges are disguised gifts. Challenges are gifts in disguise. You just don't see them where you are in them, but they are there for you to evolve and grow. So then you get to know who you are, from what star system you are from, your abilities and your gifts, and you also get to know the essence, like the building bricks of what your soul is made of. So a karma clearing is also a beautiful way to transform your inner darkness and to have a reset.
Yeah, what we all need is to get cleared and to find balance.
I think that's what most people strive for and are longing for in their life, to have, you know, inner peace and balance, and to feel love, that they are loved and that they love unconditionally, because this is also a program. We are not taught unconditional love. We are taught and we are practicing, most of us, conditioned love. So
always giving and getting back, and this is important for most of us.
Yes. So what's in it for me? If you tell me that I am good looking, then I can tell you that you're good looking. If you say you love me, then I say I love you. If you finish your dessert, then if you finish your meal, then you get a dessert. So it's like this trade for love and for acknowledgement.
It's not easy. Yeah, it's not easy to break this, because we are so much trained and so much conditioned to work that field and to think this way. So if you give something to somebody and say, okay, this is only a gift, I don't want you to give me back anything, so this is just a gift from me, they really have problems not to think about, well, giving back and just saying thank you by making another donation or also giving a gift. And this is how we get trained and how our culture raises up.
Indeed. And also the other way around, like we have this illusion, this limited belief and illusion that is more noble to give than to receive. But the energy, how energy works, it always has to be an in and outflow, like a bank account as a metaphor. If I'm only taking out money, I'm doing withdrawals from the bank, what will happen? My bank account will be bankruptcy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we try to stable the bank account by finding something out here for me to fix, like my husband needs to fix me, my doctor needs to fix me, or my therapist needs to fix me, or my teacher, whatever. So when the bank account is empty, and that's how most of us are living our lives, because we don't understand how energy works. We need both yin and yang. We need, we can't see the stars at night if they weren't dark, right? So we need the darkness to see the light, to transform the light. And we all have been lying in our mother's uterus, this dark space full of, unlimited potential. So everything is needed and everything needs to be aligned. And that's what we refer to as the holy fuck, when everything is aligned, the feminine, the masculine, the polarities of life. And also to take into account that most people, we tend to give to others, right? We tend to give to others because we are longing for acknowledgement, we are longing to be seen, we are longing for love. So we give and give and give, and then we are depleted like the bank account. But how much are we truly giving to ourselves? It's like this cliche, when you are flying, you get to hear every time you use your oxygen mask on yourself first before you help the children. And that is so true, but it's, in all aspects of life. And that's not being egoistic. That's just an old program, an illusion. Because when you tend to yourself, if I didn't tend to myself, if I didn't look after myself, my health, it would affect my relationships with my kids, my spouse, my work, anything anyway. So it's not egoistic. But
who else should do this?
Exactly. But so we are more keen on giving to others than filling up our own cup. So then, and we can't give what we don't have. We can't give what we don't have. So if I'm depleted, if I don't love myself unconditionally, how can I give unconditional love to anybody else? And this is how we are all contributing to upholding and maintaining these very unconscious and low frequencies energies in the collective consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Ulrika, please give us 3 hints on raising our awareness to create a better world.
Thank you, Bernd. It's a good question again. So again, like the very first step would become to be aware. Okay, so here's my life. I'm missing out of something. I have this inner longing for something else. I don't know what it is, but to become aware, like that is the first step. And also to be courageous. Courage comes from the word le cœur in French, and that means the heart. To be courageous and to do things even that you're afraid of them, even if it feels uncomfortable with these strong, intense emotions of fear or everything that we all have within us as living beings. So to have the courage to follow the subtle whispers from your soul and your soul guidance, because most people don't. They stay put. They stay put in the comfort zone, run by the ego and thinking this is life, right? And then the third tip would be always, always, always to work with the body, through the body, to heal the body. And then the breath is a really, really good tool. The breath in Swedish is andetag, and that literally means to connect with spirit, because most of us are disconnected from spirit, disconnected from our souls. So if we want to have more connection on who we are, then we need to start breathing more properly and more consciously. And when we breathe, we relax. We can release these dense emotions, these frozen emotions, trauma, stress, etc. And then we can receive the flow and inner peace that we are longing for.
As we come to a close, let's take a moment to let these words settle in. Give yourself time to reflect and absorb the meaning behind them. Ulrika, thank you for the wonderful conversation. Where do we find you on the web? I'll put a link in the show notes.
Thank you. So my website is www.ulliskarlsson.com, ulliskarlsson.com. And I'm also on Instagram and Facebook as Ulrika Ullis Karlsson, ULRIKAULLISKARLSSON.
And do we find a list of your books on the website?
Yes, the list of the books. So if you want a book, please order it through me, since Amazon keeps all the money from the books. So that's how I get some energy back from. So please, if you want the books, let me know. Give me a mail and I'll send them to you wherever you are.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
And also, if you want to have a karma clearing, please connect. Or if you want to do a yogic consultation, I'm here to serve you into your heart and into higher states of consciousness.
You're prepared. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dear Ulrika, I sincerely thank you for the valuable insights you shared during your stay. Your contributions have impacted us indelibly, and we are eager to implement our suggestions into our daily routines. Thank you for being such a valuable guest and sharing your wisdom.
Thank you so much for having me, and also thank you who are listening. And I just want to say one final thing before we say goodbye today. So if you find yourself in a dark space, if you are depressed, maybe you are planted to become a new seed, because the word depressed can also have another meaning as a deep rest, a deep rest for body, mind, and soul. So that is a deep rest for you to grow and evolve. So it's a good thing. Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks to all of you for joining us today on the Find Yourself the Questions podcast for mindful self-empowerment and personal growth. I hope this episode inspired you to ask questions and discover yourself. Join us tomorrow for more insight questions and next month for inspirational discussions on your path to personal growth and happiness. Maybe you're just a question away from your best year. Thank you very much.
We did it. Thank you.